put my dressing gown hood up again today. It's a little bit cold. Sorry, it's a bit dark this bit. I have like all the curtains closed in the spare rooms. But day 3! Oh, nearly there. Seems so close but yet so far now. Just got myself a cup of tea. Try and start the day. Oh, bit late again today, which is thanks to some bad sleep and pain in my back and my hip. I get a lot of pain in my joints. Hopefully, in a way, is actually connected to the colitis, which I'm hopefully going to be diagnosed for on Wednesday, because then treatment means that my joints won't hurt as much, because colitis can cause your joints to swell. It's a symptom. If I can get the colitis under control, it means my joints might stop swelling. I might not be in as much pain. Fingers crossed. Got some bread just toasting, so I'm just waiting for that. And then I'm going to crack on with the day, because we are at, what time is it now? It's nearly 9:45 in the morning already. Cuddles with my cat so far though, so it wasn't all bad. I'm going to get on with the day. My boyfriend is sending me messages that my birthday presents are turning up, so that's making me slightly frustrated but also slightly excited at the same time. On my birthday till January. I've just had my toast pops, so I'm going to go do that, crack on with the day. Everything has gone a little bit skewish today. I was going to get dressed, but I got sidelined because my mum rang me. She rang me a little bit earlier than usual, and we ended up on the phone for 2 hours. I attempted lunch. I had like a little packet of wonderfully lovely, look at this, yummy, kind of like cup of pasta type thing that comes in a packet. You just add water to. Add the water to it, mixed it, did all the instructions on the packet, went to eat it, and it tasted like it wasn't cooked properly, and it was disgusting. So I couldn't eat that, so I basically skipped lunch. So I decided to cook my dinner a little bit earlier because I'm absolutely starving. The kind of problem with that is, and one of the issues being stuck on my own, is that I have problems with cooking for myself. I suffer with time blindness quite a lot, so I have to really watch the clock like a hawk. I've got my laptop still on because I've only just finished editing the vlog that's going out today, so I'm watching that clock like a hawk for the time to take the food out so it doesn't burn. The other issue I have is, and it's an issue with some autistics, is the lack of safety concept. If something doesn't look like something, then it's not. So for example, I can't try that because that makes no sense to anybody but me. If something doesn't look hot, to my head it isn't hot, therefore I can pick it up. And trays that you put in the oven, once they're out the oven, do not look hot. So I forget they're hot and I go to grab them, and I've burnt myself numerous times. To try and minimise that, I have a silicone glove to put on my hand, but quite often I then need that hand to do something else. I take it off, I grab the tray. So it's going to take a lot of concentration for me to take this tray, to remember to put my silicone glove on first before I take the tray out of the oven, because that has happened before. Take the tray out of the oven, do not take my silicone glove off, and get my food on a plate without injuring myself, or dropping something, and injuring myself. All of these things happen pretty much every single time that I take food out of the oven. Normally, if my boyfriend isn't here, I would cook something that eradicates all those steps. So I would make a sandwich for dinner, or something that can be done in the microwave. But I can't do that for a few days because I need the nutrition. I need the food, so I've got chicken and things like that which needs cooking in the oven. It's going to take a lot of concentration, and I haven't even managed to get dressed, and I'm going a bit stir crazy, and I still haven't run up the hospital, so that's going to need to get done today. I did, however, manage to do the task that I hate, I managed to wash some of the pots. I never wash the pots in this house. My boyfriend does them. Days that he's not here, the pots get left until the next day when he is here. He is wonderful like that. There is still some that need doing, but there is not as much as there was before. I'm quite proud of myself for doing that, because it is a task that I usually put off till the very last minute, like to the point where I've got nothing left to clean, not a single fork, not a single plate, nothing to cook with, and then I would wash a few bits. Got confused by my paperwork that I mentioned yesterday. So it has a consent form on it, and I am somebody that reads and does at the same time. So, for example, this had 2 consent forms, one that they keep at the hospital, I believe, and one I keep. And it has this whole statement of patient, I understand all this information, I've read it, that kind of thing. You have to tick whether you would like the entonox or the sedation. If you leave those, then that means you're not asking for any. Entonox is the laughing gas. I want that. I've ticked that. I've signed it, dated it, printed my name as it was asked before, and then underneath that, it says, bring this form with you and sign it after you have talked to the admitting nurse. Why is that after the information and the bits you need? Why is that not at the beginning? That should be at the beginning. So that frustrated me a bit. So I've signed one of them, not signed the second one. And I'm going to mention that, the reason why I signed it. Because that's how my brain works. It tells me to read this and sign it, so I read it and sign it. You then can't tell me afterwards to not read it and sign it. It is not that hard, is it? Interesting talking to my mum, because she works at hospitals. She has worked in the healthcare sector since she was like 16. She knows a lot of information about this kind of stuff, and she knows how a hospital runs. And as soon as I mentioned about the fact that I'd asked for a liaison nurse and was told that one could not be provided and blah blah blah, we started talking about the PALS department. My mum was like, yes, every hospital has a PALS department, and she was saying the hospital she works at, which is smaller than the one I'm going to, has a team of liaison nurses as well. She knew exactly what I was talking about. And that's not her department. It's never been her department, but she knows these things because she works in a hospital, and it's information that every department needs to know. So she agreed with me that at the very least she should have passed my request on to the PALS department. But hey ho, it is what it is. I'm having to go in there completely alone, and I'm having to deal with it on my own. So we'll see how it goes. It is only an outpatient, so it shouldn't be that bad, but I am possibly going to be there for a few hours. More of that on Wednesday. I'm going to go take my dinner out the oven and try not to burn myself, and then I am going to write down a list of what needs to get done, because now I only have tomorrow to get it all done. Isolation day 3 so far, bit of a fail. So we'll see if I can get anything more done after I've eaten some food. Right, that's dinner down, and one of the things I forgot to mention is my bloody tablets. Because my routine is all out of shot the way I usually do dinner, because quite often my boyfriend is here, so my tablets that I need to take, my vitamin tablets, are usually sat downstairs on the table, and they are sat right in the middle in front of my placemat, so that when I sit down, if I haven't got a drink, I'll remember to get a drink so I can take my tablets, and I take them at some point during the meal. And that might not seem like a big deal to a lot of people, but firstly, I need to take these vitamin tablets because my vitamin D is so low, it was causing me terrible fatigue, pain, and all that other fun stuff. So I need to take them so that I have more energy, and so that I am not in a lot of pain, particularly with my knees. So that is the most important part of it. Secondly is, because my routine's been thrown out, I'm forgetting to do parts of that routine, such as taking my tablet. So I forgot them the past 2 nights, and sporadically I remembered about them but forgot to bring them up, and I managed to remember them while I was downstairs, and I already had a drink up here with me, so I've managed to take my vitamin tablet. If I look a little bit pained while I'm saying this, it's because I am. Currently, you know, the reason why I'm isolating and why I'm having to go to the hospital and everything is because of my insides not playing ball, and every time I eat I'm in pain, I'm uncomfortable, and this can last half an hour, it can last the rest of the night, so I just have to kind of ride it through. I would usually take ibuprofen to get rid of the pain, but what is wrong with me is colitis. Ibuprofen is something that affects it and flares it, so I can only take paracetamol or I can take cocodamol. That's it. I've tried taking paracetamol when this has been hurting. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help me at all. If it is that bad, then I will take cocodamol, but it usually isn't that bad. You usually just have to ride it through. But it hurts while it's happening. Sometimes it doesn't hurt, sometimes it is just uncomfortable, but today it's pain, so I've just got to try and get through it. So I don't think I'll film anything else tonight. It's only 20 to 6, it feels like it's so late. This day feels like it has gone on forever, regardless of the fact that I haven't got much done. Day 3, almost done and down. I'm going to try and relax. I'm going to binge watch some Netflix. I'm going to play some games, and I'm going to do all that from the comfort of my bed. So that is it from me today. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.